Ironically, even though this part is called Heroes level, I'm starting out with SA2 levels. Which is weird. I could be showing off Final Rush and Sky Chase. Wait, Sky Rail. It's weird because there's so many different levels in Sonic with the word sky. Like Sky Truth, Sky Chase again. But yeah, this level is kind of awkwardly, like, all the SA2 level mods I played are kind of awkwardly designed. Like, you could tell because I fell off at one point. See, this is where it completely falls apart, which is pretty sad because it's so close in. Like, first off, you think that the fan is the right way to go, but it leads you up into a ceiling full of spikes. And now you're completely stuck and have no idea how you're supposed to progress because, like, there's an electrical gate ahead of you. So, that can't be it. Like, you think maybe you have to break the crates and fall into holes to progress, but you break all the crates and there are no holes, there are no tunnels. So, how the hell are you supposed to know how to beat the level? Honestly, SA2's Final Rush is better. And as for this, well, this is already looking pretty familiar to SA2's level design. Like, it looks like they basically just recreated the same level from scratch, with the inferior generation's controls when you're not boosting as well. And you know, I didn't entirely like Skyrail and SA2 either because of these things. These stupid padding springs that you constantly have to homie attack over and over again. And again, you gotta let go of the control pad in order to make sure you homie attack them in generations. I mean, it's really nice having the boost. It's nice being able to play this level with the boost, but you're not able to enjoy it most of the time because of these things. I hate these springs. And I did not want to homie attack it again. And these grinding sections are very bland because with generations you're used to switching rails, so it would have been more interesting if they at least bothered to add rail spikes to spice it up. I mean, they add in like bouncy clouds and was that Lightspeed Dash trail rings that killed me in the original SA2 level? Yeah, like they bothered to add in the balloons and the bouncy and the switch, but they don't, and I don't think the orange rings were there either, but it's like, where's the homie attack chain of enemies? Like, they add a few changes, but they don't bother to put rail spikes, like they were in the hard mode version of the level. Like, all you're doing here is boosting. Like, I loved grinding in SA2 because it was satisfying, like moving the control stick left and right and pressing and holding A at the right time so that I could, like, the balancing was the fun part of the grinding because it made acceleration satisfying rather than just hold the boost button. And normally I love boosting, but with grinding, well, at least with, like, the reason I don't use character mods on level mods mostly is because a lot of the time I have this problem where the music doesn't play at all when I'm playing a level mod with a character mod like Scourge. I think only Splash Hill so far for me has avoided that problem. So that's why I was grateful I was able to show off Shadow's victory animation there. I don't really see the point of having Sonic wear a hat like that. Now, this, like Seaside Hill in Generations, the level mod I'm gonna show off later, it's good, like it's really fun, but also kind of awkwardly designed. Like it gets to a point where you have no idea where to go, and you can't beat it. And I don't like being stopped by just boosting into the warpers. Like I should boost into them, and that warps me. rather than completely breaking and destroying the flow and pace by awkwardly stopping you, and then you have to jump onto them. And now, like, awkwardly stopping you wouldn't be awkward if it led you directly into platforming, but instead, it goes straight into boosting again like this, so... And like here, it led me to boost here because that's where the camera was pointing, so I boosted here. I don't think the camera should be pointing towards an optional side path. Like, there are fun sections, although this is entirely non-scripted. If you aren't holding the control pad in the right directions during that spiraling long stretch of land, then you'll actually awkwardly stop, which I discovered when I replayed the level. Like, there's fun sections like this, and again, I love the music. I love how they bothered to include the touch where they have the inverted theme play. But checkpoint starvation is another huge problem because it's a huge demotivator, like dying, and then you have to repeat so many parts of the level all over again. That's why when I replayed this level, I got like over 2 minutes in, then I gave up. In fact, I'll point out where I gave up. And I think I had 4 minutes on the timer, but Generations keeps the timer ticking after you die, which makes it really frustrating when you die because it makes you think, oh man, like I shouldn't be all the way back here. The timer's still the same, you know? I'm lucky I jumped there because when I replayed the level, the camera wasn't showing me the hangar. So if you don't jump, then you're not going to see the hangar and know that that's how you're supposed to progress. But yeah, like this level looks fantastic. It's got a cool, dark atmosphere. All spooky with the orange sky. There's one grind rail, I think it's this one, where you can slow down while boosting up it. And that's kind of awkward. Like, usually grind rails are scripted like that. I like the grinding section where it's very intuitive that you should be rail switching at every opportunity because, like, I don't know, it just feels right. So I don't know why I didn't do it. I could have sworn that there was a Mystic Mansion level mod for Generations, and I vividly remember seeing one. But when I searched for one to show it off, I just ended up finding a fan-made modern Mystic Mansion remix of the level theme. But I never actually saw the level mod. So that was pretty disappointing. It's weird because I vividly remember Mystic Mansion's level mod having a completely different feel from this one because it wasn't dark. It was all like at day. So kind of didn't have a creepy atmosphere, but it had a pretty cool music to it because it was more techno, but it worked perfectly. No, I think I'm thinking of, right now I'm thinking of a modern remix of Hang Castle's theme. But yeah, I don't think I got here when I replayed the level. Like right before recording this. Yeah, like I definitely didn't make it this far. Cause I gave up on the rooftops. Like when you're at the black rooftops area before this, the area where you head into the area with the hangar that you have to jump up to see, the camera can kind of glitch out when you're about to enter the tower and you don't, and you have no idea. Huh? They even bothered to put in the Eggman statue. How the hell does an Eggman statue turn into a metal Sonic statue when it flips over? By the way, like they don't look anything like each other when, like, if you turn an Eggman statue down, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be shaped like Metal Sonic. And here's where the level gets up. Am I standing on an invisible floor? Where do I go? Ah, well. It's disappointing too because I really wanted to beat this level. And length is another problem with this level. Like there's checkpoint starvation and there's also length. But it's a fun time. I really like how they bothered to make a classic version of this. Like I completely forgot that they did that. Because there are so few classic level mods. Which really makes me wonder what the point of putting Classic Sonic in Generations was in the first place. Because it's very obvious that the modern Sonic level gameplay style is the best. And that everyone loves it so much that they always make mods for modern Sonic. They always ignore Classic Sonic, even though you think that Classic Sonic was more popular. Huh. Thanks, camera. But anyways, like, this is looking really fantastic. But yeah, like it really makes me wonder what the point of having Classic Sonic, like a game centered around like Classic Sonic returning in Generations was. If the fans clearly don't appreciate it as much as they thought they would, because there aren't that many classic level mods. Like, the only one I could think of is Mystic Cave, which one completely recreated Sonic 2's version of it from scratch with no improvements whatsoever. So the horrible enemy placement is still there, the horrible enemies are still there, and the bland level design where you're constantly slowly maneuvering around crusher blocks is still there. And so is the pit. I think. I mean, I don't remember which act they replicated. But the point is, I couldn't show that off because it kept crashing my computer. And I heard that Mystic Cave Classic was actually very bad for the, like, very high performance for the computer. Same goes with Emerald Coast in Sonic Generations. Which actually explains a lot about my technical difficulties. Like, I got to the 2D section. Like I will still be showing that off what I could of it, but I got to the 2D section and I thought, why is there a 2D section? This is an adventure level mod, why is there a 2D section? And I crashed. And I was never able to make it past that. This is a troll. But hey, it still ultimately fails as a troll because at least it actually ended. At least, like, the modern level didn't end at all. I like how, like, modders even bothered to make the tutorial level of Sonic Generations. Like, I completely forgot about that. So I didn't replay it. I'm guessing it's going to be a lot more awkward than Seaside Hill. Like, Hero Seaside Hill's translation was. Like, this is basically the tutorial level. Only obviously it's redesigned a bit so that you can actually beat it without the ability to fly. So I guess there's springs and stuff, which makes it kind of bland. But yeah, what I was trying to say was, I don't understand the point of having 2D sections in levels that are representing the fully 3D era. Especially when it's a fan-created level, because, yeah, that's another huge problem with this level, there aren't nearly enough rings. Which is why I died on the freaking tutorial level, because there aren't any rings. I'm pretty sure Heroes didn't do that. But anyways, like, I can understand having 2D sections in the actually made, like Seaside Hill and Cityscape for Generations, because one, 2D sections are meant to pad out the levels, because you have these gigantic levels and you clear them in like 2 seconds. So they have to make sure that you spend more time in a smaller area, just like with the Werehog in the combat. So they have to have 2D sections there for padding to make the level longer. And of course there's also the nostalgia factor, I guess. Even though it plays nothing like classic Sonic gameplay and it's its own thing. Yeah, some of the loops are broken, so you just sort of go past them. Not really a big deal though. But yeah, this is actually really fun. Kind of awkward, as you can see. I don't think it's quite scripted enough. Like, when you get to sections like these, there is way too much drifting required in order to avoid, like, boosting into the walls. And why is there a 2D section? It's not entirely 2D because you had to awkwardly move up on the Z-axis to get to the spring. But, you know, awkwardly. That's why, if you're going to have a 2D section, have it be 2D controls, because if you make it 3D controls, then you're going to find unintuitive when you're expected to do this and go to spring, because it's hard to tell for depth perception, like, when you should be moving towards the z-axis, you know? Like, towards the background. It's just harder. Like, this level is not entirely designed for for modern Sonic. Because, like, I don't know. Like you have the boost, which is fantastic. Makes it a hell of a lot more fun. But sometimes it kind of, like, I wasn't able to make it this far when I replayed it, because I kind of gave up. But this is pretty fun. It's just I don't understand the point of having a 2D section in there when Heroes never had 2D sections, and why would a fan-created level mod put in 2D sections out of obligation to appease fans? I can understand Sega doing that because they're clueless and misguided and want to appease critics and need to pad out their gigantic levels to take forever to design. But why would a fan not make a fully 3D boost level every single time? I don't understand. Like, if you want to take advantage of modern Sonic's 2D platforming abilities with the wall jump and everything, which is all stuff that classic Sonic never had, so I can understand, in a sense, modern Sonic having 2D sections because he can do stuff for the platforming that classic Sonic never could. But then the solution is have fully 2D levels and fully 3D levels, and a fully 3D be the main one. Like, don't just try to do both, or you just end up being awkward.